When earlier we said that EVOS has a really good teamfight composition, it looks like Bigetron, they're equipped against it, right? They have the Tickle and they also have the Bane, just in case they need a little bit more disengage. Glory, let's see who picks up this first game in the series.
Land of Dawn, here we go, and let's see. You're right, and from the composition.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Man. The Franco, man, the Franco. It's always a hit or miss.
It really is. The gamble of a pick, Gani. It's usually what you hear from the Roger too. Aside from the reaction to the drafts here from Gani. 3 lethal ignitions though, by the way, for the side of EVO's Glory and 2 Purifies. Much more respect towards the CC of BTR, but really, the damage from EVOS, they're trying to overwhelm BTR, mainly their frontliners, with this ridiculous burst damage. 3 lethal ignitions. I don't think we've ever seen that in Season 14 just yet, and we can see from the emblems, whoa, Agility and Wilderness Blessing actually for Clockhood on the Faramis. It is a focusing mark as well, and for the rest, it's pretty much standard. Master Assassin on the Roger, so Eman actually wants to win out of this lane solo.
I mean, you did mention that EVOS want to take control over that early portion of the game, right? And so maybe they're utilizing the lethal ignition, the little bit of additional damage that they have from the start to be able to find that opening that they want. Especially with the Wilderness Blessings coming in as well from Faramis, right? He wants to be able to roam around a lot quicker, maybe help into those side lanes, because as you mentioned, right, Natco on the Lunox, weak side.
Definitely. But you can already see actually EVOS play towards the gold lane instead of playing towards the bottom side of the map. But so this looked like maybe in the early game they might be looking to utilize Natco's level 1 to 3 spike. Bigetron on the other hand, playing with the other side of the map, mirroring EVOS' movements.
For the most part, it does look like both of these teams are waiting in for that level 4 power spike, but it looks like EVOS are the ones to set up for this neutral objective first. Let's see how this goes down.
No, Retribution for Van, quite comfortable as Fluffy was able to trigger that deadly catch as well from Superkin. So that's already a huge green light for EVOS for taking that neutral objective.
There wasn't a counter play coming in from Bigetron either, right? It felt like they were very passive around that first turtle. They let that go. But you know what we're not letting go of? Apparently, Nevin's love for EVOS, right? 2-1 for EVOS, the only one who voted in for EVOS this time around, with all the rest of the casters going in for Bigetron Alpha. But circling back to that point, Superkin letting go of that first turtle. Why?
Well, it definitely feels like, you know, for EVOS, they have their composition running, especially the roam, before level 4, no problem. Meanwhile, for the Tiger Wheel, you really need to wait for level 4. And he wasn't level 4 just yet, doesn't have the implosion. Instead of forcing it, they just backed away. Even for setup, Fluffy definitely has the advantage over the Phoveus when it comes to pure setup for these team fights. Luke in the bottom lane might actually be picked off.
Penalty zone committed as well. Super Luke pops the Vengeance now. The suppression, though, will not be able to be hindered or to deny, and that will be first blood for the White Tigers.
3 minutes in, that's when the first blood hits. Looks like in the top side, however.
Well calculated here by Natco, but damage here by Eman is actually quite great. That will force Natco to back away. 30 seconds to the second newt.
You can also see that it's another gank, this time up top.
Eman still has the flicker.
Okay, just baits out the flicker there. Key actually dodging from the hook. The crowd going crazy for that. But EVOS have been utilizing the agility in their composition really, really well. If you remember, 2 of them went for agility, and also there was a Wilderness Blessing for Clockhood. So maneuverability advantage, but Bigetron, this time they have the implosion. They are in position for the turtle.
See, good. Sacred Hammer on towards Fluffy Airborne. Deadly catch everything, Netherrealm. Will try to buy time for Fluffy to get out. Now the hook misses. Dominus Ascent already committed as well. And that will zone the formation out. Turtle though still untouched here as the Bigetron, they finally look for the commitment, but the implosion does not hit anybody. Fluffy with a penalty zone on the other side will find 3, and that will be EVOS Glory looking for the collapse though. They will have to pay the price as Fluffy and Natco will get out, as well as Clockhood. Thankfully, he still has the passive.
This is a 3-4-2 trade at the moment, but it looks like still Bigetron they're not going to overcommit here. They don't want to overextend here. EVOS Legends, despite them having that man advantage, also go for the reset. So there's respect all over, and that neutral objective does get reset.
Yeah, a big whiff from Key there on the Tigreal. Trying to go for the implosion on Natco, but luckily Natco was able to get out with the brilliance. But Bigetron now, part 2 on the second turtle.
Let's see here, Dreams. This is the hook. The Sacred Hammer seems like the resets will happen. Super Luke distracting Clockun. Half HP here. Pops the heal, but now they will commit on towards the Lord. The deadly catch is still available. Good stun there on towards Fluffy. It's going to be Super Ken finding the retribution, and Fluffy slide. It's getting another round pop with the implosion actually locks Van down, and that will be Clockun going down as well. Amon joins in, looking for Natco, but now with the Order of Brilliance, looking for space. Dreams and Natco, they're the ones left standing.
Ooh, that's a big win for Bigetron, right? They only lost Super Luke there in that exchange, and they were able to get the neutral objective take as well. I think this Bane pick for Super Ken was brilliant at the end of their drafting phase. The fact that they understood that Van usually has an advantage in the neutral objectives, with the deadly catch coming from Super Ken, it really rendered that useless. It really rendered that power useless.
Not just that, but also it actually acts as a proper disengage tool up against Fluffy on the Terizla. He wasn't able to get the full initiation because the deadly catch actually knocked him back a bit. And you can see from the items now, Bigetron Alpha getting those item power spikes down. That was a Wind Talker all the way to the Endless Battle, very close to it. Eman, meanwhile, Glowing Wand Rush coming down. Whoa, a dive from Luke down below, putting the pressure on Van. He might be able to do it.
Oh, let's see here without the minions though. It's a full disengage, but the hook and the hunt actually connects on towards Super Ken. Key finds a flicker implosion to provide cover, but Natco finds the angle to take the charge down. Now it's going to be Natco in the middle of the fight, but able to get out with the Order of Brilliance.
Yeah, I don't think that's how they expected things to unfold, especially for EVO's Glory. It was already a really great pick in by Dreams, but the counter setup coming in from Key was brilliant. That implosion saved Super Ken for just a bit, until of course, you know, Natco came in and said like, nah, okay, let's take you down.
Nah, I'd Natco, is what he said, right? But luckily for Super Ken, he's still ahead of Van on the Nolan. He's still one level ahead. But yeah, we were talking about how EVO's Glory could really punish these extra movements from Bigetron, unnecessary movements, aggressively. And so far, Bigetron have actually lost Super Ken twice due to that. Key getting a good position.
Good Sacred Hammer on towards Fluffy. Clockun, another angle here. Wasn't able to find the pull, but Super Ken will be able to find the neutral objective. And Super Luke, man, Infernal Pursuit on towards Van. Such a nuisance.
That's what you expect from the Phobius. You just have to be a distraction, technically. And it's a distraction that's very annoying. It's a good distraction because you cannot ignore the Phobius, right? You try to ignore the Phobius and he does a ton of damage. Good job for EVOS in the bottom lane, but now it's a conceal from Bigetron and Natco is compromised that position. Luckily, he has Dreams, who was waiting in that bush as well, giving him info to run away.
Okay. The hook misses here from Dreams. Key nearly gets taken out, but Fluffy knows that he's there.
Good face check there by the EVOS members, but the bottom side, Natco doesn't want to show, of course. Quite vulnerable there. Let's see here. It's going to be Bigetron Alpha trying to find that structure. Natco looking for the clear, does not get it, and structure will be the main focus, and that will be Bigetron claiming that turret bottom side.
No fight from EVO's Glory to protect that. Wait a second, Natco.
Order of Brilliance still active in top lane. Nolan is pushing, so this might be good for EVO's Glory.
Yeah, they'll be able to find a tier 2 off of that. I don't think... Oh, hook!
On towards Kate and the hunt as well. Oh my goodness. Another round to buy time, but Dreams will fall surely. Even with the flicker, Amon pounce on towards the Franco. Now Fluffy sandbagging. Will he be able to get out? Flicker thankfully is active, and that will be him getting out.
Well played to Bigetron Alpha. They answered the proactive maneuvers by EVO's Glory by looking for a fight on the bottom lane. Van was matched up by Super Ken, and you can see it's a give and take for Van. He got a tier 2, which is pretty good, but he lost out on his entire jungle, and he's about to lose out on another big camp. No orange buff stolen by Super Ken. He might not get the purple buff either. Fluffy.
Oh, penalty zone on towards Amon, but the damage will not be enough. will be actually Fluffy melted down. And that's what happens when you put Sharks and EVOS side. You know, Tiger
wait a
side.
second.
Super Luke will be suppressed and will be taken down.
Okay, a 1-for-1 trade there. It looks like Super Luke finally gets taken down. But Fluffy, that penalty zone coming through, was that worth it? But it is worth it for Razor Boy.
This guy was here last week.
He was. Hey, shout out to my boy, Ray's boy. It's been a long time, man. We miss you on stage here in MPL, but it's okay. You can see that he is streaming. Go check him out.
Can do, can do.
There,
We're back
you go.
into this.
Oh,
Coba Black Dede aku pasti isinya ada logo
let's
Bigetron.
go! Yes, sir!
If you
yes,
slice
sir!
my chest.
Oh!
There you go.
Oh man. The translation was, if you slice my chest open, you will find the Bigetron logo. And as he lifts his shirt up, it's what?
Guys, get
That's a flicker front on towards Moreno. Good lockdown, but the nether round will try to buy time. Can the deadly catch find one? Dream stop, he will fall. Blockun very low. Supercan with the retribution finds Clockun. And yeah, that will be the passive trigger, but Nako stuck as well as Fluffy, who will be liking pounds as Amon. Will find the double.
Man, he went in for Sky Piercer's second item, and we see why. 5-0-2 now, ladies and gentlemen. Iman once again going to be able to carry through in that mid portion, being just a massive problem for everyone he goes up against.
Luke, Super Luke. Oh my goodness, he's super. He finds Glockton again. And that will be Super Luke surviving and thriving the 2v1.
Gee, Bigetron Alpha, what happened, man? Who hurt you? What happened in the mid game? All of a sudden, just going for skirmishes, and they ultimately just win out. Really good play by EVOS, I gotta say, man. Utilizing the nether round to actually get a pick off on Moreno. Dream just with a flicker forward, and then the suppression. Moreno got taken down before he knew he was taken down. But the retaliation from Key, this is why he's called El Momento. He knows exactly when to go for those moments. He got a 4-man, I believe, implosion. Again, luckily for EVOS, they had another Rumble. Key, look at this bush. This is the bush. That is a very, very yeah, he walks up, shoves Fluffy.
Sacred Hammer with the help of the implosion. That's a key to success for Bigetron. Super Cannon Amon will share that kill, and that get structure. That will be Glockton very low, and that will be the base turret now, being their main focus. Taken down. Let's see here, 2 minutes. Will EVOS Glory survive? Nako, Glockton, and Van will try to defend this Lord. Bigetron conceal with 5. Standing! Oh my goodness. It is all over. Game 1 falls in the hands of the red robots.
As the bionic sharks crash onto the turret, ladies and gentlemen, it was like there was a switch and somebody pressed on suddenly.